What is going on? Oh, we're back. Jesus, what is going on? Till I realised everybody was freaking out, telling me where'd he go, and I'm like, what are you on about? I'm right here. I thought, there's something died, there's something broken. It will look fine. I have no idea. Everything's broken now though. I can't see anybody. No one's in the chat. I can't see any. We've got 0 viewers. Oh, it's gone up now. We've got 5 viewers. Thank you, all 5 of you, for coming back. What the hell happened? I just sat here, and then you guys were freaking out, going, "Where is he? What's happened?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What's happened?" Like thinking, like, what's happened? Jesus. Jay's probably still in the chat from the last stream, and I've had to create another one. So Jay's probably miles behind. We're just on our own. I appreciate everybody coming back. Right, let me plug this back in. Jesus. What's up, Milo? I think I'd like rage quit or something. So I saw my screen flicker for a split second. And plus I was talking to myself, like no one was responding. Right, anyway. Where were we? I just added in shadows underneath. So this is what it, for a recap, you've not missed much. But ignore the shadows by the banking. If we added in some shadows here, it helps these leaves really look like they sit on top of the water, and they're casting like, it's very shallow kind of water. I think it looks quite nice. And yeah. So what I think needs to happen here is, I think a lot of the leaves above, they look great as a little sort of forest, but I think truthfully they need to be like darkened up towards the top, or even like let the sky colour maybe just sort of blend in a little bit towards that top edge. Not maybe like that. You know, just trying to see what a little bit of that colour would look like. I don't think it does it. So maybe we, do you know what I mean? Like the light's coming from this area down here. So maybe like we create like a bit of a vignette effect and like round that off on the sides so that we've got a little bit more colour in the undersides of the trees. Joel, tell us about the brush. Wait, what? What was the brush? The brush was the same one we used in the cabin tutorial. I've already told you this. God, weren't you listening? God, that's why I rage quit in the last one. No, the brush is the same one from the cabin in the woods tutorial. So, yeah. Oh, the orange is still there, but just it makes the lighting is more realistic this way. Like to turn that off. Yes, it looks nice, but it looks more realistic the other way. And you cut it out. You nothing but laugh at me this whole stream. It's been a bloody disaster. Charlie, you knock this light over, you're in trouble, mister. Right. The only thing I would say is maybe we could mask this out a little bit and get rid of some of the leaves and maybe just reveal a little bit of the trees, of the sky in behind maybe, and maybe even chop the trees down. So maybe if we like got rid of this a second and maybe even mask the trees too. Create a gap in there for the sky maybe. Nah, I don't think I like that. But you're joking. You gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna start banning. People are starting to get banned today. I mean, perma-banned. No one's coming back from this. This is the purge right now. People are about to start getting absolutely chopped up. Milo, ban him. Ban him. Kick him out for 5 minutes. Nah. You can rewind this live stream. You can listen to me back. Milo, press the button. Milo. Press the button. Do it. Do it. Time him out. Do it. Why does the power trip happen every other week? Press the button. Charlie, this is exactly why you weren't allowed in here. No. Take it. You're going to knock it all over when you run past. Jesus Christ. No. Back. Charlie, I'm trying to ban people. Back up. No. Right. Milo ain't going to press that button. I'm pressing that button. Where's the button? Give me the button. Yeah, that's right. I think I'm going to do it to Funky as well. Funky's done nothing but come in here and rattle me the whole stream. Charlie, out. Come on. Stay out. Back. Go lie down. Right, people are getting absolutely ripped apart here. YouTube. Wait, what? Did you actually? Milo, what are you doing? God, we're a friendly community here. What are you doing? Whoa. What is going on? Why is the speakers just gone mad? Bart was timed out. Congratulations, Milo. Congratulations. Funky, where you at? Nah, you're not even getting timed out. You're getting booted out. I don't know what's just happened, but I've absolutely rattled the computer as well. I'm going to get rid of that. Right. We should be fine again. Listen, I think we just saw, and I think I missed the notification, but Laura Ford, was it? Just joined the family. I don't believe that these are working anymore. But welcome to the family. I actually didn't get the notification at all. Yeah, it did work, Milo. You done good. I appreciate you. But it's only 5 minutes, son. You'll be back. That's what you get. You can, in that 5 minutes, you got time to rewind it and have a look and see what the brush was. Right. Yes, there we go. Laura Ford pledged on Patreon. Welcome to the family. I think I can refresh that too. Don't want to refresh it. Alright. Milo's one of the moderators. Milo's a moderator here on the YouTube and also on... I said the YouTube, didn't I? On YouTube. I meant to say the YouTube streams or the YouTube channel. That's what I meant to say. Charlie. Back. And on Funky's still in. I didn't press the button. And on Discord as well. Any other details we want to add on here too? I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with what it looks like. I think it came out well. I think we've done good. I think maybe there's an argument for some better shadows in the water area. Even just a little one here, just to separate that bank a little bit more, and likewise go back down to the bank layer and just darken that up a smidge towards the bottom. That looks good. You could definitely do something like little random sort of fireflies or something. Someone said that earlier, didn't they, about sort of random little bits. We could add sort of floating above. You could add like, I don't know, I'm not sure how I could draw it, but we'll try. We'll maybe do like maybe orange. That's what I'm about to do. Adding in the blue. So let's just imagine that these are like little flies or something. For a second, I'm just gonna just draw in like little dots and stuff. With random little squiggles here and there. Let's see what that could look like. Also, that could, oh, floating leaves would look sick, like they just come down. Let's just try very quickly, just going to like bloom. Now I know how to obviously use it. So they don't turn on. Yeah, like little random little fireflies or something like that. Look really cool. Make them a bit bigger, you know, something a bit more mystical like that, you know, that would look sick. I think if you're gonna do that, you have to get rid of the deer, and you have to have like a character or something, like a character like, you know, like some sort of cloaked character, something a bit mystical. And so that way you could have like the mystical look come together a bit more. That would look pretty cool. The character, as I said, yeah, for sure. I'm not going to do that now. I'd like to find the correct one, but maybe we could like, maybe, do I have a stamp from that past lot? Because I don't really like drawing people. I can't lie. People ask me all the time, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? And I'm like, I just don't do drawing bodies and people. It's a whole skill in itself. I've got this one, like a cloaked figure, I guess. We could put like there, but you'd really want them sort of facing you, really. I think the deer looks cool. I like these little random little lights, they look cool. So maybe we do actually do that, and we go to inking, syrup, I think it was that brush, that colour. And go right to the top again. The leaves on the floor, right. You love the way it looks, appreciate it everybody. Crashmat says, I think you should play around with the bloom effect. You've already read that, Joe. Leaves on the water are ace, I appreciate that, Funky. Oh no, not the bloom again. Floating leaves would look, flying leaves, I mean, as in like, yeah, floating leaves, yes, I'm with you now, I'm with you. I don't know, the deer is majestic, yeah. Deer is better. The deer's better in that example for sure. What were we talking about? We said about floating leaves or otherwise the little lights. I think the floating leaves would look sick, and we'd have to see how that would even look, and that is very much going to be interesting to see how that would even plan out. I think we make the brush a bit bigger than that. We go up to like, yeah, that's fine. We can make that work. It's probably a bit too big actually. Let's make that a bit smaller. Maybe about 10. We can always move them around afterwards. They're like some random leaves. So then we just grab the selection tool. Let's make that one a bit smaller. What has just happened there? Alright. Oh, Joe, you did it on that layer, you muppet. Okay, what I'll do is I'll do a couple and then I'll potentially just change them afterwards and adjust them. What's up, Claire? How are you doing? Good to see you. Sarah C, it'd be quite cool to have a surreal piece where the reflection doesn't match the character, and that doesn't match the character. Oh, okay, cool. So it'd be like an upside down almost. Floating leaves does give it motion, absolutely. Right, so let's try and sort of flush out a leaf a little bit. I'll probably refine the shape a little bit afterwards, but I want to try and just create some shapes for now and then go back in and adjust them. So using the same brush. Just in Bart's comment. Hey, listen, that's the law of the land, I'm afraid. It's the law of the land. All in good humour, my friend. Nothing intentional in any other way. Always the case. I always say that. It's never intended in any way other than just a good laugh. Okay, those leaves are okay. Definitely need some like nice brighter tone on them occasionally here and there. And I might even add the motion blur on them in a second. Let's refine them shapes a little bit. Let's just use the monoline brush. Maybe just sort of refine the edges. That's better. I wanted to use the same brush to create the leaves, just so that they match the same aesthetic, you know? That way everything's nice and consistent. And I think we can maybe get away with sort of motion blur in them. So like giving them a little bit of a motion blur here like that. Could look quite nice, you know. What do we think? A little bit of motion blur in there, a little bit of, you know, a little bit of special sauce. But you're joking, right? Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that very much. Let's add that motion back in a second. God. But I think what we could then also do is like use the selection tool, pick one, copy paste, flip it, move it around, flip it, bap it. This one, move that over to maybe scale that one down a little bit. It's like a few leaves. That looks quite nice. It's quite nice. Be interesting to see what would look better between this and, you know, the little firefly things that we did a second ago. The leaves could do with some work in terms of how many there are, the angles that they all fall at, etc. Thanks, Sarah. Look, motion looks like they're falling fast. I imagine them to be slow and soft. Yeah. The thing is, if you just leave a leaf there, it doesn't really. The annoying thing with a design is it's up to interpretation. So the only way you can sort of define what it is by adding motion. You're showing that it's moving. You're falling through the air, sort of thing. By not adding motion, it just looks like a leaf that maybe just was drawn out of place, maybe, or it could be interpreted that it's like this one here is like sticking out of the water somehow. Could even be a goldfish sticking out of the water. Is Bart still here? Because if Bart's taking that seriously, which I really hope he hasn't, that'll be disappointing. So yeah, I think the motion looks okay. Oh, is the screen about to change? But I see what you're saying. Could definitely add less motion blur. So we can go back, we can undo that. See what I mean? Like, so that's I guess it's up for interpretation really. It's up to you what you prefer. Maybe even we could do a perspective blur and drag that up there and just add in a tiny bit, just to sort of just show a little bit of motion, maybe even from the center here instead. So that it looks like they're sort of going at different angles. So some will be in a little bit more focused, they're closer to the dot, and the other ones are a little bit further away, or a little bit more blurred. So maybe we could do something like that. Maybe duplicate the layer. Let's just literally just try and experiment a second. Maybe flip that horizontally. Maybe even scale it down. Maybe another one there. See what I mean? You got that. That looks a bit too much is now going on, which is why I think potentially the fireflies might be the one. We're going to leave the layer though, and we'll come back to it. I think if we add some like little fireflies around here, it could look really cool. I don't think it necessarily has to have something, but I think it would just add a little extra little spark to the design if we do add in like little random little dots here and there of little fireflies, maybe small dots towards the back. So just tapping away a couple of times, and then a couple of bigger dots closer to us over here, where getting a bit closer to the camera. Did Bart say that, did he? I don't know if he's taking it seriously. If he's taking it seriously, it's mad, because I wouldn't do that in a serious nature, but anyway, so we've got lots of these little dots here, and then in a second we will add in the little bloom effect. So let's see if this looks cool. Let's go up to at least there a second and just turn up these settings a little bit. There we go. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? We'd have to add in like the tiniest little sort of speckles in the water. We're getting into some like other details now that I wasn't anticipating doing, which are good. Maybe we add in like a little bit here, a little bit under this one too, just to show that that's a little bit closer to the water. Maybe that one's got a little splash there of colour, a little splash of colour here where it's very close to the water. You leave bigger gaps, it looks like there's a bigger distance between everything. I think that's enough so that I could literally just go motion blur, push them horizontally, add in some nice motion on them, and then change the layer effect from them to say overlay 2. Maybe even duplicate them a couple of times, just a couple. And then now they've got some nice little reflections in the water, which tends to look pretty cool. So what do we think? Do we think with these like little glowy dots, or we leave it without? Also, I think maybe, you know, we actually be a bit daring and and we change the airbrush and maybe just vignette this a little bit down here. So really sort of like, well, I'll make it quite dark for a second. And a little bit darker. Lower the opacity down just a smidge. And it kind of focuses and again vignettes the whole design into the center a bit more. Alright, cool. Yeah, I like it. Oh man, this is gonna take time. This is what I mean. This is like a space that I really would like to go to, because we can create some really beautiful looking designs, some really like intricate looking designs as well, but we have to dedicate the time to it. So if we can adapt to take on the longer tutorials, we'll easily be able to smash out some of these designs. I think there's a lot that I can maybe focus on a little bit better in terms of time. I just want to actually see, while we're talking about vignette, is if we darkened up the top there, just for the sake of the design, that actually looks better for sure. Looks like we've got more. Again, lighting is where we always bring a design to life. You know, the design always comes to life once you start adding in lighting and shadows. Like when you scroll back to, not scroll back, but even if we went to like this design and we looked at, say, time-lapse replay. Early on in this design, like here, you've got to trust the process. You've got to trust the process from start to finish. Those bit dodgy sort of backgrounds, building up those banking on the side. You can see we didn't even touch the bottom half for a while. Building up all those trees, which look very cool like that. I think it's at this point here where I change and add in those extra trees, but also change the banking to orange. Looks nice. Add in the lighting, add in the reflection. That could stay as it is there. The extra leaves here are cool. They give us some nice foreground detailing. We messed around with the different leaves, which do not look as good as the fireflies sort of thing. And the vignette top and bottom. Very nice. Nice little bit of detail in there. Okay, I think that's it. It's more than I was anticipating doing, but I like it. I like it a lot. It's probably going to be another long one. You guys have got plenty of coffee. Definitely, again, I kind of say this a few times in tutorials as well. It's like, where do we want to focus the user's attention? We want to focus the user's attention on that deer in the middle. I'm wondering if... No, let's keep it nice and bright. Let's keep it nice and bright. Trust the process merch. That's a sick idea. That is a really cool idea. Maybe. Thank you, Claire. I appreciate it. And Jay as well. And Milo too. And Crash Mat. I'm very happy with it. It looks cool. Very, very cool. The green of the water is a really cool thing I sort of stumbled on. Just putting a green layer over the top really helps separate the water. Gives either a murky look like that, or dropping it further down, you get more reflection. Like if you don't put that there, you end up with this, which is like too reflective. It's like a mirror. The water would have a color of its own, so just making it a bit green, I think helps the orange. It helps balance out the design a bit more. So thank you. It was really interesting hearing your thought process. It's beautiful. I appreciate that, Sarah. It'll probably be a tutorial at some point, so you can definitely try and follow along with it. Milo says painting is a process, and to build up the layers and the effects and the shadows and light. Exactly. And Irene says, I love it. So beautiful. Definitely my new favourite. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to have to get cracking, aren't I? I'm going to have to get cracking on making this a tutorial. Oh God, I keep looking at I could always look at a design and then go back in and spend more and more time, like darken up maybe these trees in the distance there, or even just add a little kiss of the sunlight that's breaking through the trees. Excuse me. Yeah, little things like that we could do. For now, I'm going to leave it, because if we add too much, it's just going to be too much to do in the end as well, isn't it? So yeah, just have to keep an eye out for it, really, wherever it becomes a tutorial. I want to avoid doing too many long tutorials on Patreon. Don't want to deter people too much, but I do want to move into this space a bit more. But if I'm creating more and more designs like this, then they can go in different places. They can go like on Patreon, they can go on YouTube, you know, I can sort of spread them around a little bit more. I think this one will do really well. I think it'll look really well. Marie says, exciting, this is beautiful. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate you've been here from the very beginning. And we've had 2 streams because it just died on us. Well, I'm not going to ramble on for too much longer. If you haven't already seen the new tutorial that's over on Patreon that went live yesterday, the Cabin in the Woods tutorial, you should definitely go and check that out. And then there's obviously new YouTube tutorial on Friday, little neon design if you haven't already seen. It's available now if you are a super or superstar supporter. And we don't have a Patreon tutorial next week. It'll be the week after. We've got a couple of designs that will be off of this sort of painting style. We have a winter themed version of the, okay, so this is a good point actually. If you are a patron here, please try and think about doing the cabin one sooner rather than later, merely because there is going to be a part 2 to it where we create a winter snowy version of it. You need the first version to complete the second version. We literally duplicate the canvas and create a separate version, a winter one, and keep your original one. So I need the first one done for you in order to do the second one. So if that's something you're thinking of doing, there'll be a part 2 next month. So yeah, you better get cracking, Funky, for sure. But yeah, they'll both be there obviously in the end anyway, but if you want to sort of be able to do the second part when it comes out straight away, you need the first one done. Again, I wanted to say, like I said earlier on, before that stream ended and this one started, like in a good space right now with sort of feeling motivated and styles and, you know, designs and stuff. So unfortunately there's so much time that goes into doing this behind the scenes that you just never see, and like actually having to sit down and think of an idea and then cut, like even just this one here now, this has gone through like hours of work just to get to here, obviously on stream but also prior to the stream. And then I've got to redo this again for the tutorial as and when it comes up. And then like, you know, it's like the process takes so long for one design, and you've got like, maybe I've got to do, what is it, 7 or 8 a month or something like that, 3 on Patreon, 4 to 5 on YouTube depending on how it goes. So you've always got to be giving like a good amount of time to drawing in my free time, and then also balancing out, you know, what do I want to do in my free time? Do I want to just chill out, do whatever, watch a film, you know, sort of thing. Marie's miles behind, absolutely miles behind. I saw that earlier. Awesome. Take your time with the cabin one. You know, you've got like a month at least until the other one comes out, but the other one comes out next month. So yeah, I don't want you to sort of push it back too much. I want to make sure you're, you know, people like Marie. I don't know if Marie's going to continue to go through all of the tutorials in order, you know, 1 to 51 or whatever we're at now, or jump and go get the cabin one done now, get it in the back pocket ready to go for when we move on to the winter theme one. Do you know what I mean? So it's just, I just wanted to prepare you guys a little bit. There's a lot of content, Chase, for sure. Like, there's so much content to be keeping up with. I say this all the time to all of you. You got so many tutors that are just putting out content. It's bad. Ooh. Excuse me. Life is coming really fast, for sure. There's a lot to be doing, absolutely. Cool. Oh, do you know what? I keep catching glimpses of this design, and I'm really, really pleased with it. I think it'll make a really nice tutorial for everyone. I hope. Oh, it's just breaking it down. Yeah. Cool. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on 2 streams as well, and coming back to hang out. As always, I always say, if you're not here, I'm not here. So I appreciate everybody hanging out from the start, for a little bit in between everything, and for some people that are never coming back. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you're looking forward to the design. Keep an eye out for this week's YouTube tutorial. Bit of an easy one with the neon one, and then obviously got the cabin as well if you want to do a nice longer one. I am absolutely knackered. And during the last tutorial and this one, it's mad. I've got to go to bed. I've got to wrap it up, guys. Again, I love you all so much for hanging out with me every Wednesday, and I'll see you again next week. For some reason, again, I don't think I'm here next week, but I will let you know. I should probably be here next week. Yeah, and also like the video as well. Please drop a like down below. If you're not a patron already, links in the description down below. You can come and check it out, see all the designs you get when you become a patron. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful rest of your day, if you've still got the rest of your day wherever you are. And I'll see you again next week. Peace.